get ready if you have any XRP or HBAR. Okay, there's blood everywhere. We've been going down for a few days now. The price of XRP is a lot less than it was a few days ago. We all know that. These are great times to live. Just before you start crying and say, oh yeah, you say that all the time. That's what I always say on red days because it's always true. And for all you stupid haters out there, I'm going to show you proof that can't be argued with. Prove it. I know what I'm talking about, and you guys should just sit down and listen. That's right, yes. Today we're going to do that. There are a lot of things going on. I want to thank all of my fans and the great people on the channel who support myself. I love you all so much. That being said, the market recovery we've seen has been pretty crazy. Okay, the stock market has gone up 17.2% in the last 6 weeks. This is the biggest 6-week gain since 2020. At the same time, the Nasdaq 100 has also gone up 23.2%, which is also the most since 2020. For example, there have been huge gains in the stock market, and we know that a lot of this money does end up in Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency has also gone up a lot in the last couple of weeks because of this. The Nasdaq 100 went up by 6.8% for us to see. This is the second best week since November 2023. Okay, we live in very strange times right now. You can see the line at the bottom. It just shows that these kinds of gains haven't been seen in a very, very long time. This is true for a number of reasons. Number one, of course, the markets are very optimistic right now because of what will happen between Trump and China. We have more news about that, but you can see that we're getting very close to the level of extreme greed. Once more, we're only a few points behind. Also, I want to tell you that we were in a very high level of fear a month ago, and you would have done really well if you had bought at this time, like I said. I'm here to tell you, though, that I think levels of high fear might be back within the next 2 weeks, or at least back to neutral or normal levels of fear, which I think will be unbelievable once more. When we talk about XRP in particular, a few big things are now happening. First, there was a lot of fake news about the XRP case appeal and other things. Officially, Paul Atkins has accepted the settlement request. Ripple and the SEC are to resubmit it by the end of the day on May 16th, which they just did. He also promised that all the necessary steps would be taken quickly, and we expect the problem to be solved quickly. For better or worse, the last piece in the XRP Ripple court case with the SEC will be put in place. Eric Trump is also going all in on cryptocurrencies. I personally think that people who are active in politics should be taken with a grain of salt, even if it's their parents who are politicians, or in this case, the President of the United States of America. I do want to point out, though, that Eric Trump does bring up some very important points, what I think will happen here soon, based on what the technical signs are telling us before we look at the price action. Pay close attention to this clip, and then I'll talk about the price. I think, why do these banks need to be around? What does JP Morgan Chase do, you ask? You know that blockchain can do that thing better, cheaper, more quickly, and more openly. So that's why I came up with this idea and why I got into the world of cryptocurrencies. I think it will make a lot of things better. The SWIFT method in this country doesn't work at all. At 4 p.m. every Friday, I'm either waiting for a bank transfer to arrive or trying to send one. It's dull and slow and it doesn't make sense. You check out what electronic money can do, check out what a digital currency backed by the US dollar and US bonds can do. It can be sent anywhere in the world right away every day of the week. It will change the way money is handled. Fair, okay. That is, he is a complete bull on cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. It's clear that Eric Trump is much more interested in stablecoins, especially the new stablecoin he launched with World Liberty, USD1. He's putting this product on the market because he thinks it will be a hit. He wants steady coins to make the US dollar the most important currency. He wants people who aren't crypto savvy like us to buy more safe coins so that they can buy more treasuries. This will allow the US to refinance their debt, of course. This is US land. Their plan is to keep the dollar as the world's main reserve currency. It's a safe quit, right? It's actually a pretty good plan from their point of view, since he's obviously right. RLUSD, USD1, all of them can be very competitive, make sure deals happen very quickly and not have to worry about SWIFT. That reminds me, I need to do that. We hear the name SWIFT a lot. XRP and RLUSD were both made to replace SWIFT. Yes, I know Eric Trump is going to push his own stablecoin USD1, but they don't have the tools to really take over like XRP and RLUSD do. Yes, the Ethereum mainnet is still where most Layer 2 apps send and receive data, but it's still much more expensive. and takes longer to use than its rivals, mostly XRP and RLUSD. That being said, I want to show you guys that I mean what I say. Okay, I've bought XRP on the last 2 red days. You can see a buy here. I bought at 230 and just a bit above that after the 6.48% drop today. Now you can see that we're getting very close to the bottoms both times. And yes, if we go lower, I will buy again. On the daily chart for XRP, the stochastic RSI was just beginning to move downward. That was back in August. Since then, we've had another daily report and we're quickly becoming oversold. I'm going crazy with all of these red days on the way down. I am purchasing a lot of things. It makes sense after a big rise like the one we just saw with days of +7, +9, you name it, that we're going to see some changes. Yes, I do believe we will end up a little higher than where we started. I don't think we'll go back to 179 over here. That's what I want to make clear. But I do believe that we will reach a new low point sometime in the next week, and this is going to be a great chance to get it. That's the reason I'm buying. I'm not giving you business advice right now. All I'm doing is giving my honest view on what I think will happen here. But yes, I am very optimistic about these buys right now. You can see the last time there was a big drop was when I bought things like everything I bought today. I bought here when prices were low, and I sold here very close to the high. I may not have caught the high exactly, but I was close enough to make money on XRP around 254, okay? That's great. We're not even close to that high yet, and I'm going to buy again. Now I want to make sure you all know that I have a great plan for how I'm going to do this, okay? When I look at the support and resistance lines, I think about all of this, and I buy on the dips. That's how I set up these great starts and great exits almost every time. If we scroll back a little, you can see that we hit resistance, and I sold, okay. This is the strategy I use along with a few other important technical indicators that help me regularly catch the tops. It's not your fault, so listen up. All of my trades are public and can be seen for free. You can also see my whole trading past and how well I've done. Just telling you this because I want to give you the same tools that have made me a lot of money. For now, I'm only giving you financial help based on the information I use myself. You can see it. Everything is fully clear, every trade I've ever made and every trade I've ever lost. It is completely clear. You guys can use this to your advantage too. We've grown by more than 260% in the last 2 months. In just the last 2 weeks, we've grown by more than 100%. It's completely crazy. That's something you guys can use, right? To follow our simple 3-step process, all you have to do is go to cryptocurrency challenges using the link I've given you below.